describe having kids, as like brief glimmering moments of beauty amongst a sea of pain. It kind of, whereas not having kids is just, it's just lovely all the time. There's none of that. It's just great all day.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, sit back, relax, and hope you enjoy the video. And if you like my content, please subscribe, comment, hit the like button, and I'm gonna get right into it. I really enjoyed putting together this compilation of men explaining why they are child-free. I definitely wanted to give the perspective from men to women so that they can understand the mindset of a lot of men and why they don't want children, so that you can be very careful, right? You should be very careful if you hear a man that you're dating or that you're married to use any of these reasons why they don't want to have kids. Take heed. Believe them. Don't think they're going to change their mind. Don't try to trap them with a baby or anything like that. Seriously, I want y'all to pay attention to the reasons, and we'll get right into it.
I'm never like, I wish I had kids and I'm missing something by not having them. I more am doing stuff all the time where I look over at my wife and she looks at me and we're like, if we had kids, we couldn't do this.
Yeah.
This wouldn't even remotely be on the table.
No, that's
you
why
couldn't do any of this stuff if we had kids.
People with kids, that's what we call me time. So you have to carve it out.
All the time is me. Why would I? Why wouldn't it be me time? What?
No,
it's us time. But me and we do it together.
I think that's really awesome. And I think it's so cool to not pressure people and enjoy your life.
There should be more voices of that you don't need to have kids. Yeah, you don't need to have kids. Also, like, won't the world not be here in 30 years? So.
Are we all gonna die? Oh my God. Well, I do love my children.
They seem great.
They're great.
They seem lovely.
I'll call you for babies.
Exactly.
You and your wife would love it.
We babysit. Yeah, we hang out. I love my friends' children. Probably more than they do, it seems. Some of the time.
You get to play with them hand in back. That's the best. It's like a grandparent or aunt or an uncle. Yeah.
So I really loved this clip of Seth when I first seen it. I think it was last year. I did a video similar to this, talking about how if my life is already great the way it is, and stress-free and all of that, like, why would I need to have kids and then have to carve out time, me time, as Kelly Clarkson said? I kind of feel like she was being condescending and her laugh was fake, and the I love my kids comment sounded like she was trying to, like, defend herself. Why do so many parents do that? Like, I know every parent doesn't do that, but so many of them do that shit. But anyway, it doesn't have anything to do with Kelly or myself. I'm going to get into the rest of these stitches, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
Here's a day in the life of an adult man with no kids. First, I wake up pleasantly from an uninterrupted 8-hour sleep, feeling fresh and ready to go. Took a shower, made breakfast. I don't have food vacuums sucking up all the Cheerios, so the fridge is fully loaded. Took a look at my bank account, and I was just like so thankful I don't have to pay for like swimming lessons or like hockey or some shit. Started planning my next exotic vacation. I'm thinking like Thailand for a few weeks maybe. Did some work, hit the gym. I got plenty of time in my day for activities. Later on, I got a pizza. If I had kids, I probably would have had to get like 10 pizzas. It cost like $600. Be all plain cheese and like no hot peppers and shit. I also got this chunkin' cookie. It's pretty good. Didn't share it with anybody. Was happy about that. Watched some shows and movies. Nothing animated, repetitive, or musical. Did one singular load of laundry. It took me like no time at all. Set a date with this girl, Brittany, for the weekend. Should be pretty good time. Crashed out around 10. Not because I was tired, but because I ate that pizza, like I said. I did have an existential crisis around 3. Just sort of wondering like who's going to take care of me when I'm older and if there's more to life than what I'm doing. But I fell back asleep again pretty quick.
If you're 30, single, with no kids, society hates you. Especially married people. They can't stand your ass. Society does not want to see you happy. They don't want to see you living your best life. They don't want to see you making money. They don't want to see you traveling. They don't want to see you in Jamaica having fun. They want you barefoot and pregnant. They don't want to see you pimping all over the world. They want you to have a fat wife with a mustache working a 9 to 5, straight up. Society wants you to follow the tradition. Get married, have kids, get fat, and be bored until you die. You either gonna live your life the way you want or how society wants you to live. No cap.
I tried my best to stay far away from this topic because I know that it's ultra sensitive, but I am Truth Hurts for a reason. This post is for the women who have sex with men, and right after you have sex with them, you tell them that you're pregnant, and they tell you that they do not want anything to do with you or the pregnancy, and they offer money for an abortion. Right? You cannot be upset when this baby is born and they do exactly what they told you they were going to do. This man looked you in your face when you told him he was pregnant and told you that he wanted nothing to do with the baby nor you. You go against your better judgment because women, of course, they feel like babies keep men, and babies absolutely don't keep men. If it is not the right man, if anything, it's going to tear you further apart because he's going to resent you and the baby. But once again, this man told you to not have it. He wanted nothing to do with you or the baby. He even went out his way to give you the abortion money. You didn't take it, but now you want to make his life a living hell when you have the baby. Am I saying that it's right? Absolutely not. But you cannot force somebody to be in somebody's life that doesn't want to be in it. And they told you what you were getting ahead of time. And we don't want to hear, oh, well, they should have wore a condom, this, that, and the third, because you were irresponsible as well. I am.
Now, I wholeheartedly agree with what this man said. I know people are going to get upset with me for saying that, but I'm going to tell you why, okay? I talked about this before in the past. The reason why I agree with him is because if you got pregnant by a guy and he told you, I want nothing to do with you or that baby for whatever reason, the reason could be the flying spaghetti monster told him to tell you that. The reason doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't. I know y'all may think the reason matter. I promise you, I bet my life on it, the reason does not matter. He told you, I am absolving myself of this responsibility. Many times they will offer an abortion, like he said, the money for an abortion, or they might just go ghost on you and disappear altogether. Either way, they told you, don't keep the baby. Now, as a woman, you are the power. You're the power source. The reason why there are people on this planet is because women brought them here. We have the inherent value. They don't. You get to decide as a woman who comes here and who doesn't. Okay? That power was bestowed on you. You can then decide, okay, well, I guess I'll just be a single mother. You have every right to do that. As a matter of fact, I would actually prefer to see more women go the route of like Ebony K. Williams and, have their babies on their own than to have a baby with a man who's going to be abusing you, who's going to make you a married single mother, and who's, will end up unaliving you. So at the end of the day, I would prefer to see women do that as long as they're mentally, financially, and, emotionally stable enough to do that. I personally totally agree with that. But the reason why I say it is because I know y'all going to be like, no, it's his responsibility. It takes two to tango and all that stuff. Y'all been, black women, white women have been saying that for thousands of years. And yet here we are in 2025 and these men have the same motherfucking mentality. You can say he's responsible all you want, but when a man absolve himself of that responsibility, there ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. You're gonna be sitting there a single mother, mad, talking about he's a deadbeat and he's this and he's that, making yourself look stupid. And I'm sorry to say that. I love y'all, but when women get on social media and talk about how her baby daddy ain't shit and he's a deadbeat, the only thing everybody's gonna do is blame you. Now, I'm not necessarily saying it's always the woman's fault. But having this mindset that men have to take accountability too. I didn't lay down by myself. I didn't get myself pregnant. You can say that all the way until the year 17,000. It is not going to change the mentality of these men. Yes, you're going to be a married single mother or a divorced single mother or just a regular single mother. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay? If a man told you, and my thing is this, there's so many women out there who got gaslit and who got okey-doked into being a mother because the man lied and promised that he was going to be there for you and he would never leave his kids and he's never going to be a deadbeat dad. And the women had the baby on the premise that the man was actually going to be there. He was going to be a hands-on father and all that stuff. There is plenty of women out there who would unalive the K word to have known up front that man was not going to be there. There's a lot more women who would have had an abortion. And I'm not necessarily saying all of the women would have, but there's a lot of them who are like, if I had known the hell that I was going to go through with this man and custody battles and the struggle financially and whatever else, I would have got rid of it had I known. So when a man is telling you, I don't want that baby, even though his irresponsible ass laid down and shot your club up and you let him, okay? Even though he's a piece of shit, even though he's a loser, even though society lets men get away with being deadbeat dads, the only person that's going to suffer at the end of the day will be you. That is why I say I agree with men when they say that. He told you up front. Okay, you can't get mad that he told you in so many words, bitch, I'm about to be a deadbeat dad. And then once you had a baby and then he's a deadbeat dad, like he told you up front that that's what he was about to do. So who can you really be mad at this point? You can choose to be mad at him all you want. It's not going to change nothing. You're going to be the one stuck with that baby. That's why I say that. And I tell women not to victim blame or to shame you. I tell you so that you can make a informed fucking decision. Because you going to be the one stuck with that baby. They always say, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. I always took that to mean that whether that man stick around and claim that kid and take care of that kid or not, you are going to be the one stuck raising that kid. You. Nobody else is obligated. You are. So I want to make sure I let you know the reason why I agree with men when they say that. It is not because I'm victim blaming. It is not because I'm shaming you. It is because you hold the power and you can decide I ain't doing this shit. For whatever reason, your reason, every reason is valid. For if there's any reason why you don't want to have kids, that is your fucking reason and it's valid. But anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox and we're going to get into this next stitch.
So Sean, tell everybody how we've been together for 6 years. Hold on, 6 years. I cook, I clean for you and all of that. And I'm not good enough to have your babies.
It's crazy because like I told you when we started this, I said I ain't want no kids, right? Didn't I say that though?
Okay, you told me that, but it's been 6 years. You could have changed your mind.
That's the thing. Like I don't just make up things I go. I say what I mean. You know me. I don't want kids, and I don't want to be your baby father. I don't want to get married. You know me. Like I just want to do what we doing. We good. Why you want to mess that up?
Because I want kids. What you mean?
That's crazy.
So you love me, right?
I do. Yeah.
And you
know
asked
that.
me to stay.
Right.
You asked me to stay, but now what? I'm supposed to stay and not have no kids, not have no ring?
I mean, it's crazy because like I asked you to stay and you chose to stay.
That's because I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, so why can't I have your babies then?
I don't want kids. I'm not ready. I'm not financially ready.
Why aren't you ready?
I mean, let's think about it. Like, what comes with having a kid? Like, having a kid comes with bills for that kid. If they get sick, we got to pay for that. If anything goes wrong with the kid, we have to take care of that. Are we ready for that financially? Are you ready?
I mean, shoot, you buying jewelry, cars, clothes, buying sections in the club, but you don't have no money to buy diapers?
Now, I don't know if that was a skit or if that was real or not. I'm hoping that was not real because, oh my God, the way she was basically begging him and he's like, look, I don't want no kids. Now, I don't know if this man was child-free or childless. That is two different things. I say all the time, childless people would have kids under the right circumstances and child-free people won't have kids under any circumstances. Those are the differences. I don't know if he just don't like her or, you know, maybe she's ratchet. I don't know. But if that was real, pay attention to the reasons why. And a lot of people will look at him and listen to what he's saying and call him childish and immature and all that. And maybe he is. I don't know. But in my in my way of thinking, right, I would see that as a blessing. Like, I don't know. I would not get angry at any man who knows up front, look, I am not going to pay this amount of money. It's too much responsibility. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. You win every time when a man is that honest, because we know the vast majority of the time men are lying. If their mouths are moving, they're lying. So when they're that honest with you, even if he goes up, that man could go, if that wasn't a skit, that man could go off and have a baby with Boom Quisha down the street next year or 6 months from now. At the end of the day, he didn't want to have no kids with her. And the fact that she was basically begging, it gave me the ick. I hope that was a skit. Oh my God. But anyway, a lot of men who are child free or whatever, though, that's some of their reasons. Listen to that and see that as the fortunate blessing that it actually is.
So y'all, I'm in here cleaning up my house, right? Getting ready to start work. And I am just like thinking, I don't want to date no men. First of all, this right here is going to make y'all mad. It's going to make y'all mad. So if you're married, this conversation is not for you. Exit the chat, Bookie. Exit the chat, Bookie. This is for the single and engaged people. I just don't want to date anybody that doesn't have kids. I feel like if a man is 35 and up and he ain't got no kids, something is wrong with him. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Either you hate women, you hate kids, you gay, you down low, which that falls under gay. It's something about you. Something about you. You sick. You sick in the head. You probably ill. Got that die slow. It's something wrong.
Now, I added this clip because when I came across it, I was like, the first part, I agreed with her when she said she didn't want to date a man without kids. It makes sense. If you have kids, then dating somebody with kids is really your speed. It's always been very weird to me when people who have kids say that they don't want to date people with kids. Although I understand that you want to be the center of that person's attention or whatever, I still think that is that's your speed, that's your jam. So I agreed with her. And then I disagreed with everything else. That take that she has, diabolical, wild work, crazy work. Oh my God. So I feel like when people say if you are a certain age and you don't have kids, because I've heard men and women say this, I feel like people say that for one of two reasons. You are absolutely brainwashed by society that tells you your purpose in life is to procreate. And if you're not going to do that, then you might as well unalive yourself, right? Because you don't have a real purpose as a man or as a woman. Or they do it so out of jealousy, because a lot of people feel, men and women feel a certain type of way when they come across child-free people. So you didn't escape whatever there was to escape. But when you look around and see that other people did, it makes some parents feel a certain kind of way. And so you're saying from a brainwashing standpoint, or you're saying it out of jealousy, or sometimes both, right? I think a man who doesn't want children, and I'm not even being biased, because before I met my dude, and he's child free. Before I met him, I felt the same way. Okay. I feel like a man who doesn't want children. I've been looking for a man that didn't want children my whole life, right? I can't really say looking for, but I wanted, if I was going to be serious with somebody, I wanted him to be child free too. I've come across men in my life who were childless, which means some of them didn't have kids, but they wanted them in the future. So that was automatically not going to work out with any of them. But I had never come across a child-free man, a man with no kids and didn't want to have any. So I feel like when a man is that in tune with himself, for whatever reason, his reasons could be selfish, allegedly selfish. It could be, I want to play video games all day. I want to travel. I want to do this. Whatever the reason is valid. And it is a win. I'm going to keep telling women, it is a win if a man is telling you, I don't want no kids. Okay? It's much better that a man tells you that than it is for a man to lie and pretend like he does just to turn around and leave you to be a single mother. But anyway, her take was so childish, and I'm just like, girl, oh my God. But anyway, I want you to be aware that if you are a person who have said this, or if you have heard people say this, understand that it's coming from a place of jealousy or a place of being brainwashed. Not everybody wants kids. Not everybody wants that responsibility. Not everybody wants to turn their life into an anxiety fest, a worry fest, a stress fest. Not everybody wants to do that. My dude is like, if I have kids, I'm going to ruin my life. That's what he said. My life is great the way it is. I like to go to concerts. I like to travel. I like to cook. I like to come home and kick it with my dog. And now that I met you, I love being with you. That's what he told me. And I'm like, right up my alley, sir, right? Because I enjoy the same stuff. And we don't have kids. We were talking about our insurance through our company, the company we work for. And we were talking about it earlier, like they changed some stuff and people were tripping. And the only people who were tripping were people with dependents. And we were like, well, it's good thing we don't have that issue, you know? So that's just, that's one of the many things that we bonded over. So, and he's a very well-rounded man, had his shit together before I met him, was a whole person before I met him, child-free, didn't see the point in messing his life up for no reason. And he didn't. And we found each other, right? So there are men out there, and society will call a lot of those men immature. And I can honestly say some of them probably are immature. But there are men out there who they're like, in my opinion, the most wokest people don't have and don't want kids. And I'm not saying if you have kids, you're not woke. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying the wokest people. Because we understand the type of world that we would be bringing kids into. We know this is a dead end. We know we'll be bringing them here just to suffer and then just to die. The saying used to say, life is a bitch and then you die. Some of us know what this whole system is. This capitalistic system we live in, this patriarchy we live in is a hellhole. Bring kids here to burn in hell for what? The same way you see women who are child free and the reasons they give, there are men who feel the exact same way. They are very far and few between, in my opinion. Good luck finding one, right? But they are out there. And it doesn't mean something's wrong with them, or that it doesn't always mean they're gay. It doesn't always mean that, they're childish or immature. They're like, bring kids into this world and add this extra hella responsibility for what? What is the reason? Some of them are like, there's no legitimate reason to have kids, and so therefore I'm not. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, give you guys a different perspective, mine, of course, and the perspective of other men. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share, and I will catch you guys in my next video.
At what stage does having children become worth it? Because I was with some friends the other day and they're all talking about their kids, how they love their kids. I'm the only one who doesn't have kids. I need to have kids. Then later on in the day, we were talking about what our dream day off would look like. And every single one of them they all go, grandparents take the kids for the day, and then I get to sleep in as late as I want. And then I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee and drink it in total peace, no interruptions. And then, I don't know, maybe go for brunch. And then I'm going to spend the afternoon at the beach, just laying out on the beach, no responsibility, no worries, just me and the sounds of the waves. And then I'll come home and just have a cozy night in, maybe order a pizza, watch a movie. And I was like, you guys are literally describing my life. Like, oh yeah, no, but kids. Like, no, like I literally do that exact day 3 or 4 times a week. Like, yeah, but we love our kids. You need to have kids still. Like, I'm living all of your guys' dream days. Why would I change that?
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and your hand on your drink. For all you know, he is a psychopath. He'll leave you on red and he won't